Ever wonder why some people seem to always be playing catch up with their finances while others are able to build lasting wealth? In today's episode, guest Freddie Rappina breaks down why most Americans are stuck in a checkers mindset with their money and how shifting to chess thinking could be your path to building real generational wealth. Tune in the episode to learn more and discover whether you're playing checkers or chess. Welcome to Wealthy After 40, where I help you turn retirement uncertainty into a clear, actionable plan. If you're thinking about retirement but feel unsure whether it's even possible, I understand. The gap between where you are now and where you want to be can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to. Hi, I'm Daleen Higgins, founder of Elevate Finances and your personal financial coach. Having retired at the age of 50 and have enjoyed over 2 years of retirement bliss, I'm here to help you create your retirement dream and make it a reality. No more wondering, no more guessing, just taking action and building a future for yourself. Join me each week as I guide you through essential topics such as budgeting, cash flow, lifestyle planning, debt and savings, insurance, Medicare, and Social Security. Together, we'll build a strategy to help you achieve the retirement you've always desired. It's time to shift from uncertain to unstoppable and make your retirement dreams a reality. Are you ready to align your generosity and retirement vision for a life of true abundance? Join Allison Patterson, generosity strategist, and myself, Daleen Higgins, financial and retirement coach, for a powerful one-week Facebook event. During this event, we'll help you align your generosity with your values, whether it be time or money, and help you design a retirement with purpose that excites and fulfills you. The Facebook group opens March 3rd, so join the group, answer the questions, and you'll be approved on March 3rd, ready for a transformational experience. Search Aligned Abundance in Facebook or click the link down in the show notes. Excited to see you there. Hello, Freddie. Welcome to the podcast. Excited to chat with you today as a wealth advisor and kind of getting us to explore checkers and chess today. So before we jump into that, introduce yourself and let us know who you are and how you got to be where you are.
Sure. My name's Freddie Rappina. I founded Opta Financial about 10 years ago. And I'm a little bit different than the typical financial planner out there because I believe that wealth building has many steps and takes many forms. And also, depending on which game you're playing, which I call either checkers or chess, will greatly determine on the capability of someone to advance their lifestyle. And that's the most important part for a lot of people. It's advancing the lifestyle. It's not just like seeing a whole bunch of numbers on paper go up. It's about being able to afford, in my case, my daughter's cheerleading competitions and my son's travel baseball. And those are the things that you enjoy life for. So it's like money's just the money. But if we're not driving it, we're not building wealth, we're not building income streams, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And, just here to help. But I do want to shed the light on the fact that there are two different games in finance. And people should understand and shouldn't be screaming at the moon. Why do the rich keep getting richer? That's because you're not playing the same game.
Yeah, when I was reading your application and you stating that, I'm like, wow, that is a perfect something to talk about and understanding that we're in different lanes, basically. Can you help us understand that better?
Well, you get to choose. So I want to make sure there's people understand it's choice. So checkers is the very standard financial advising model, save a bunch of money in retirement accounts, pay off everything, live debt free, and hopefully one day your nest egg will be large enough so you can draw an income stream out of that you won't outlive. And that can be great for a lot of people. You can retire, you can be happy. So I'm not saying checkers is wrong. I want to be very clear. on that with your audience. I'm just saying it's not chess. And chess is not just saving money, but also using leverage, taking out loans, using those loans to buy cash flowing assets such as real estate, such as businesses, using good tax strategies to minimize taxes. That's chess. And anybody can play either game. You might have to or may want to play checkers first and get yourself a good foothold. But if you have the mindset, hey, I'm going to move over to, then people generally will. But it's just a totally different way of understanding finance.
Yeah, that is a great way to look at it. And the traditional way is the most well-known way. And I agree, that's like a foundation. But I always encourage, and I share on my personal journey on my podcast that I basically guided myself and I would choose a subject and I'd learn anything and everything I can about it. So I think that is the model, not that I was doing it with investments, but that's the model of going from checkers to chess. Like you get good at that and then you can jump into chess. So say somebody is listening, they're
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm playing checkers, but I really would like to dive deeper into something. How do they then make that move? Or what are some thoughts they can start, exploring to make that move to chess?
It's a mindset shift. That is the biggest thing. It's like, there's a lot of chess flies in the face of checkers, which is for a lot of people hard to jump over. So the biggest separator between the two games, in my opinion, is your attitude towards debt. If you're playing checkers, you want to be the hell out of debt and have everything paid off and all that. If you're playing chess, you want to be in as much debt as possible. But when I'm using debt in this context, I'm not talking about running your credit card up at Walmart or Target. I'm talking about using debt correctly to purchase income producing assets that's going to advance your wealth. So once people have that mindset and they're like, no, we want to become more wealthy, then switching over, you cannot save your way to wealth. It will not happen. In my opinion, you can save and save and save. You're only making chess players more wealthy by saving because they're not. Okay. They're like you put money into a bank, they're playing chess. You put your money towards mutual funds, the investment companies playing chess. You put money towards an insurance product, insurance companies playing chess. So understanding that, not that the first part is wrong, and that first part is probably a really good step. It's just the secondary thing that people aren't doing, and they're watching financial grass grow in accounts for 30 years, and I call it the golden wheelchair model because it just eventually, hopefully, you have enough money and compound interest, in my opinion. And this is one of the more controversial things I say. Compound interest, in my opinion, is the most oversold concept to the middle class. Not that it's wrong.
Right.
It's not wrong. It's math. It can't be wrong. It's just oversold because humans just don't live long enough for a compound interest to really do what people want it to do. Now, if you lived 900 years like Yoda lived, compound interest would be great. By your 400th year, you'd be rich. But here in this galaxy, in this lifetime, we only have so many sets of 10 for your money to
Yeah.
hopefully double or whatever the case may be. There's just not enough time. And to do it, to use it by itself, not have the other things that are amplifying it. So once people can understand that, then they can have a more clearer picture of like, wait, no, I do want to play chess, or I'm just going to stick with checkers because I'm happy with that. And that's okay too. But just don't be surprised that the chess players are advanced.
That makes sense. So, a couple different ways I could take this, but I'm thinking, what type of maybe money personality does somebody have? So, you did talk about the mindset shift, but this person might have the mindset shift, but is there a better personality to want to go after the chess game? I think it's going to open somebody up there like, well, that's too risky. That might be the declination for some people. What would be the advancement for other people?
Yeah, people who are just flat out sick of it are usually the ones that that can flip over. They're just tired. Might have a successful business, maybe a successful dental practice or something. I don't know. You pick the thing, doctors, lawyers, whatever. And had a mountain of student loan debt, and this is going to be worth it when I'm making $250,000 a year and have all my student loans paid off or whatever. And then those years pass and they're like, man, I'm making good money, but I'm not feeling it. What is going on? I feel like I'm always on this treadmill. And you are. So that is the mindset. Like someone who's sick of that is a better candidate to switch over. But somebody who's happy as a clam playing checkers, I do want to say that I don't believe it's safer. I
Okay.
think the risks are different for sure, but there's risks in doing nothing too. So I think people are starting to realize that over the past 5 years with inflation and job markets and everything else. So those are the people that generally can flip over, people who are sick of it.
Yeah. Okay. So they decide they're sick of it. They meet with you. What's their next step?
Going over the goals. Yeah, definitely going over the goals and making sure that they understand what they want. Because I think that is the most important. If you don't know what you want, it's really hard
Yeah.
to ask for it, right? And develop a strategy around achieving something when you don't know what you want. So just kind of having that discovery of making sure people understand, like, okay, these are my goals, whether it be I'm willing to go through the grind, but I do not want my children to go through the grind. Or some people, I want to spend every dollar and I don't care if my kids inherit a dollar. Like everybody's different. So once you get into that space where you are actually documenting the things you want, you're much more likely to achieve them.
Yeah, so true. And I talk about that. That's creating that desire and that wish and that vision for the future and getting detailed. And once you do, that motivation comes. And I
Yeah.
think that helps with that mindset shift of, okay, let's do it. What's it going to take? So, what are some options that they would have to take if they were to work with you?
Are they, in this example, are they a checkers player or are they a chess player? Because
Well,
that's
they're
very,
just coming in to go
mhm.
chess. They've been checkers.
Okay. If they're coming in and they have a good amount of money saved and they've done a really good job playing checkers and they want to switch over to chess, we'll likely talk about real estate, and because that's something people can kind of wrap their heads around a lot easier, and something that doesn't take a whole lot of elbow grease for. Like if I say, hey, we're going to go start a business and eat up another 40 hours of your life trying to get this business off the ground, that's not, that can cause some pause, right? So, but we would likely talk about different types of real estate investments, talking about how we can develop more cash flow. Is it even a good idea? Are you even there yet? So it's really just understanding who that person is, what their risk tolerance are, what their debt capacity is, and debt capacity is not the same as debt tolerance. Debt capacity is like, okay, what can they actually do without, letting the back end of the car kind of swing out and lose control. But debt tolerance is like, well, I'm only comfortable with this. I know I could do this, but I'm only comfortable doing this. So just having those discovery meetings and just understanding that, okay, this is what you can do. But let's talk about what you're comfortable with. But when I say comfortable, I mean comfortably uncomfortable. Like
Hmm.
this, there's if wealth was just easy to come by and people were comfortable just kind of achieving it, I think everybody would be wealthy. So there has to be this like, okay, I'm comfortable with this, even though I'm like maybe a little bit uneasy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think definitely stretch goals. We have to have
Yeah.
those stretch goals and getting some support in our stretching is always good as well. So, yeah, I like that. I love the demonstration of like checkers and chess, and I think everybody understands the financial game of checkers. We've
Mhm.
done it at some point. Hopefully, we've done it well. But yeah, if you're wanting to look for something, I did have a client and she was like, I've got to look at something outside of the box. And I'm like, okay, but you've got to be knowledgeable in it. You've got to learn about it and educate yourself if that's the right box you want to go to.
Yeah, and I don't say there's anything wrong with checkers. I just caution people like, is it working? So we have like roughly 300,000 licensed financial professionals in some form or fashion in the United States. So just logically, if there were 300,000 people giving awesome wealth building advice, wouldn't the wealth gap in the United States shrink? because people are advancing, but they're not. The wealth gap is getting wider and much wider over the past 20, 30 years. So, and I feel like there's a big do as I say, not as I do element in the financial world where they're telling you to play checkers and then they'll turn around and play chess. But it's almost like a paternalistic element and like a systematic paternalism where it's like, chess would be too hard for you. Leave chess to the adults. You just keep giving us money every 2 weeks into that 401k and don't worry about chess because you would mess it up. And so it's I feel like there's a lot of that too. There, in my opinion, is even like, you know, financial personalities going around teaching checkers like it's the greatest thing ever. But they're playing chess and making a fortune doing that. So it's, yeah, just watch how people's feet move instead of just what they say.
Yeah, that's a great reach out. And I I didn't have a financial advisor till I actually retired. And I had earmarked my two different buckets. And I said, okay, I'm needing to maybe move this out. He's like, but you want it to grow. And I go, I didn't earmark it for that. And so it's like important as the individual to really understand what it is you want and understand what you have tagged your money to do for you. And I think
Mhm.
that's also the point in going to chess. Like, okay, I'm going to go, but go with that boundary that, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. This is the effect. I don't want to go, I'm going to stretch myself, but not too much. And really, hopefully, they can come out of it being that bigger, better person. So I love how we're opening listeners' eyes and ears to possibilities. And I know everybody says real estate. And when you say real estate, there's more than one option.
Yes, there are some that I like better than others, of course, but there's definitely options. To your point, like you earmarked this bucket of money for something, and now it's like time to use it. And someone's saying like, well, it can grow. It's like, yeah, but I am getting older and want to enjoy life now. So there's got to be if there needs to be a strategy where you can do both, where you're growing the investment
Yes.
and also obtaining income where you can put that money in your pocket and actually go to France or travel, whatever your thing is. Everybody's got a thing. I want people to enjoy whatever makes their heart sing.
Yeah.
But probably not great to have 20 things.
Right.
Whatever your thing is, no matter whether it's boating, like people say, like boating, buying a boat's a terrible investment. Well, it is if you're not a boater, but if that's something that you enjoy and you enjoy life, if you're in the right position, we can purchase an asset to cover the liability of it. No, that's great. So it's not all black and white. It's about enjoying your life, but I feel like the middle class has been beaten down with this whole save thing. And though it's important and it's a part of the equation, it is not the equation if you're looking to build wealth.
I agree. I believe that saving is the number one skill and habit to have. But then once you have that bucket of savings, that's a whole different beast. And that's what you're talking about. So hopefully listeners kind of understanding that you can explore that. But I'd love for you to share about your book. You recently published a book. Let us know about that.
Sure. It's called Playing the Wealth Game. You can find it on Amazon or Barnes and Nobles or wherever you get books. It's a self-discovery book. By the end of the book, I wanted to stay away from the financial mumbo jumbo as much as possible. And by the end of the book, you should know whether you are a chess player at heart or you're a checkers player at heart, and whether you want to stay a checkers player, whether you want to switch. But your eyes will be open to the differences and understanding that things, if you open your eyes and look at it from an evidence-based mindset, like, so one of my examples are like life insurance companies. How can life insurance companies have great years in 2020, 2021, and 2022? Like, what you insure is life is dying. CNN's got a scoreboard on every night. How can you have great years? Well, they're playing chess and they're playing it very well. So, and I'm not saying they did anything wrong. I'm saying they're doing everything right. And you can play the same game, but it's just going to be on a much smaller scale than a bazillion dollar insurance company. But the games aren't different.
Yeah, I love that. Playing the Wealth Game. So, listeners, go grab that book. I love that it's a self discovery. I think better understanding who we are with money sets us up to make those bigger jumps and leaps. So, before we finish, is there anything else you would like to share with listeners?
Well, if people want to contact me, they can go to optafinancial.com and schedule a complimentary consultation. We don't charge for consultations, and have a conversation with us and see if we're a good fit for them, and see how it goes from there. I mean, it's low pressure.
All of those links will be down in the show notes. So go connect if you're interested, if you want to learn more, if you want to go play the chess game and pick Freddie's brain, and then book that consultation. So thank you for being here, Freddie. I appreciate the interview and the wisdom that you left with us today.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Each week, my goal is to help you get one step closer to retirement so you can be excited for that big day instead of stressed and just hoping it will work out. If today's episode got you thinking about your retirement planning and wondering if you're on the right track, let's connect. Schedule a free Q&A call to discuss your retirement needs and how I can support you in creating a retirement that's possible. Or if you know you're ready, schedule your Retirement Ready VIP session to dive deeper into your retirement goals and design the life you want. Complete with a personalized roadmap, you'll be on your way to a dream retirement. Don't wait to take action. You deserve the retirement you dream about. Be sure to take that first step today. And if not, be sure to tune in next week for the episode to learn more and move yourself to a retirement that's possible.